Well, thanks for your interest in the K7SU ham radio logging program. Just to give you a quick overview here, this is the front page where you type in your own information. It's as simple as clicking on the cell, typing in your call sign, press enter, then you can move by moving the arrow keys, you can move your cursor down and put in this information. By clicking here where it says press here for log, that'll take us to the first page of the log. Now this is my actual ham radio log here, and you'll see that when we click on that, take us to the log, it scrolls down to the bottom, and then in the first empty cell, this is where we would start typing in the contact information. So to give you a quick demonstration, let's say we talk to W7ABC, and we'll press enter. Then up here under date and time, you can click on that, and that'll put in a date and time stamp. Let's say we worked them on 20 meters, 14.060 on CW, and I'm simply typing in the information and pressing the enter key here. 599, 599. I have a list of rigs that I use, and let's say for this one I used my hot water 16. Press enter. I was using 60 watts. Under this column, it's labeled as fist, so if they have a fist number, you can put that in. But you can actually put in anything here you want. It doesn't have to be a fist number. It can be some sort of contest that you were in. I have another column here marked with a heading of X. Same here. You can put in anything you want in this column. Then in the next one, under state, let's say he was in Oregon, so we'll put OR. This does need to be the state. We press enter. You can put in a grid square here if you like, or in the next one you can put in his name. Say his name was Tom, and in Portland, just for some information. When you get to the end, you can click on new line. Takes us back to the beginning. You're ready to do it again. Now you'll notice over here when I told you to put in the correct abbreviation for the state, if you do that and you go to the Worked All States page, it'll keep track of all 50 states and how many times you work each state. When you first start using this logging program, this is fairly handy for keeping track of worked all states. When you work a state, this turns from the pound sign into a star. And then when you get all stars, you know you've worked all states. This down here tells you how many states you've worked and how many states you've contacted. It also has the provinces of Canada as well. So we'll click on return to log. So you make another contact. This guy will be K7CBA. Press enter. You can hit the date time for the date time stamp. And if you're still on the same band, and a lot of this information is the same, I have a ditto button. So you put underneath the band, if it was also 20 meters, make sure your highlight is there. Click ditto, and that'll type in 20. If it was on 14060, press ditto again. CW 599, 599, hot water 16, 60 watts. Just keep hitting the ditto button up here if all that information is the same. If it's not, then you just type it in. Press enter, enter. Let's say this guy was in Washington. I know that's a short distance for Washington, but here lately the bands have been weird, and it's been working anyway. You can put in a grid square, and again put in the name and location here if you like, and any other information that you want to fit in there. So then you can press new line and come back down here again. This has a lot of searching features. Let's say you work somebody and you want to find if you're working someone, you think, gee, I think I might have worked him before. You can go up here and type in his call, say K7SU. It's a local ham. I'll press enter, click on do search, and it says, yep, I worked him twice before. How about that? So now I'm going to click on show all entries. That'll release all of them, take us back to the entire list. Click on new log entry, and we're ready to go again. The worked all states, I already explained that. The new line, the ditto. I do have a list of the band plans in here. You can click on band plan, and it'll take you, if you want to know what the band plan is for 12 meters, you click on 12, and it'll show at the top of the page. 30 meters, 80 meters, 160. So we go back to 40 meters here, and I've got this marked out pretty much like the ARRL has it. Extra, advanced, general, and CW and data and stuff like that. So it's pretty handy if you just need a real quick reference as to where you can operate. You can click back on, we can go back to the log. And by the way, we can also do when you do a search, let's say you want to see how many or you want to show up all of the contacts you've had, let's say on 160 meters. So we'll go into the search area here, type in 160, press enter, do the search, and it'll bring us up all of our 160 meter contacts. You can click on print search to print that out if you like. When you're done, you click on show all entries, and you're ready to go again. Click on new log entry, here we go. There's a lot of search features here in this program. You can search by frequency, band, by mode, by rig. If you want to see how many you've worked on the QRP or 5 watts or less, you would put in less than or equal to, let me get this right, less than, equal to 5. Press enter. I think that's how that works. Let's give it a try. Do the search. Yep. That's how we find out how many people we've worked with 5 watts or less. So just some of the searching features here. You can search by grid, search by state. One of the new features, and I'm going to click on show all entries here, so it'll release all of the entries, and we're back to our regularly scheduled program. Go down here, click on grids. This is something I've just added to the program. These are all the grid numbers here. This purple one here is where I'm located, DN22. And when you work a grid, you click on it, click on the red text. That'll turn it red, and then you know you've worked it. This grid map is set out just like the one you get from the ARRL. The only exception is it doesn't have the map behind it. That's not really all that critical anyway. And you still, when you know when all those are red, then you know you've worked all the grids in the United States. So I'm going to turn that back to black before I leave here, or I'll forget because I haven't worked that particular grid yet. So we're going to go back to the station log. I'm going to click on it down here. That's kind of an overview of the log. It's taken a lot of development time, and it's never finished. I'm always adding stuff to it. So this kind of gives you an overview of the program that I have. And if you're interested, you can always contact me at K7SU.com. That's K7SU.com.